Craig isn't here yet. Oh,
Now recording.
now tell me why you're angry.
Let me tell you why I'm angry. Because I got voted out. That's why I'm angry. Because I got voted out over a twist, and I got backstabbed by the person below me.
So, are there
That
any
was
bitter
me.
feelings, or
Hi.
Huh?
are there any bitter feelings towards anyone in the game, or just general anger?
I mean, the person who I'm bitter at is currently in the jury house, so I think I'm actually kind of happy about that.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, actually, okay, I'm gonna change my answer there. I hate Lex because she is a roast for now.
Whoa. Lex is one of the best person.
Yeah,
left in
she's
the
like
house.
cool and all, but she also nommed me, and that was stupid.
She's probably if she didn't nom you, she would have went home. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, but that would have been better for me.
It wouldn't have been better for her. It would have been worse for her
Who
because she
put
would
her
have
in
went
that
home.
place to
And
begin
you know what?
with?
Honestly, that would have been worse for me too. So you know what?
Okay.
It would have just been bad for everyone.
Let's get on topic.
Oh.
Let's just go with initial thoughts. How have you guys felt playing the game? Like, what are your thoughts, your takeaways?
I had a lot of fun. It was a really fun game. I enjoyed talking to everyone. I enjoyed playing the game. I enjoyed making it to the Final Four. I didn't think I was going to get that far. So you know what? That's all you could really hope for, is to get as far as you were hoping to get.
Everybody else?
I know what it's like to get fourth place. I feel your pain.
Was that Ryan?
I had fun playing.
It was.
It was a lot of fun, like Zach said, talking to some people. I feel like the last three left right now have definitely proved that they're better competition-wise and have kind of dominated the scene.
I really don't feel like... I feel like a lot of their skills are in the physical comps, except for Lex.
Okay, we'll get to that. How
okay.
about everybody else? Edwin, Alyssa, Emma. Hello?
Why are you asking us about us?
Emma.
Who cares about
Like,
us?
Alyssa,
how did you
come
guys
on.
feel about the game? No
Amelia
words?
trying to salvage a conversation.
Okay. Well, anyways.
Well, that's nice. Okay, moving on.
Love the thoughts. We love them. Okay, so I guess we should talk a little bit about each of the three players. No, each of the remaining players. So let's go one by one.
Okay.
Let's start off with Lex. What do you guys think about Lex?
I think that... Well, did you want me to talk or someone else to talk?
Well, anybody.
You're the only one that's talking, so talk.
Okay.
I've been talking too.
I think Lex has played a really good social game, and I think that her competitive game is it's not amazing, but she really got lucky with a couple of the comps that she won. It really saved her butt sometimes, the veto that she won when Bailey was evicted. That was a very good comp that she won.
In my opinion, I think Lex's biggest thing going into this is that she's been able to survive a lot of bad situations compared to all the other ones. Auk has kind of... Well, I'm not going to talk about them yet. But Lex is just very good at surviving situations that I didn't... she could.
She's been nommed a lot. Throughout the jury phase, she was nommed constantly, and she was always a target.
So are you accrediting that to her gameplay?
I would say I'm crediting the survivability, but she's also been a target the whole game, so
I think that she's very not I wouldn't say lucky, but she was very good at getting herself here, even though she was a target from the very beginning. I would say, especially from the beginning of the jury phase, she became a massive target then.
Do you guys think that's a testament to her game if she could survive while still being a target?
Yeah, I think that if you can make it to the final three while being a huge target, you're that's a really good aspect.
I think it's a good aspect, but it's also a better aspect if you could, if you weren't a target the whole time.
Why was Lex the target from the beginning, do you think? Why was she the target?
I think a lot of people liked her, and it's her likability that was her downfall a little bit, is because a lot of people thought that she was in a lot of alliances, and so it's so it's really hard to keep someone in the house that everyone else liked.
Right. So do you think she put that target on herself, or was that target put on her, or did she come in with it? Was it out of her control, or did she influence that?
Well, I feel when you're come into the house winning the first competition, the very first HOH, you're automatically putting a target onto your back that you, especially one that the first one was a likability contest, really. So it was just put on her target in the back that everyone liked her in the house, or got a really good first impression off of her. So I think it probably came into the house, but it got deeper into the game once she got more aligned with Seth, I would say.
Gotcha. Okay. Everybody else?
Yeah,
Jurors
guys,
aren't
help.
speaking?
Please.
Is this really a second interview?
Like, I'm fine having a conversation with Amelia about this, you know?
Oh, it's okay. I'm not here either.
Anybody else? Edwin, Alyssa,
Sorry, Ryan.
Emma, hello?
Don't hit me.
Okay, I guess we're moving on from Lex.
Edwin is typing. Edwin is typing.
Edwin, is Edwin? Oh my
He
God,
is
why don't you
typing.
talk?
If you guys can't talk, you can type in Roundtable. Hashtag
Okay.
Roundtable. The question
Hashtag
was,
Roundtable.
how do you
God,
feel
I hate
about
this.
Lex? How do you feel about Lex? Well, why are you here if you're not listening? Edwin?
Okay,
Fuck
Amelia,
out. I've had
Alyssa,
it.
you're allowed to speak. Just don't play your recorder.
Yeah, exactly. Alyssa, please speak. Emma, help. Somebody help me, please. Don't leave me alone.
Okay, cool.
No, hold on. You guys can feel free to talk. It's okay to interrupt people. That's fine. Feel free to talk and give us
No,
your
we
thoughts.
cannot hear you, Yag.
Yeah, we can't hear you for some reason.
Test. Hello.
We can hear you now.
Oh my god, I've been talking like nonstop.
Oh my God,
I
yeah.
thought Zach was just cutting me off.
Oh, no.
We
I
couldn't
didn't hear
hear
you. That's
Yeah, we
fucked
couldn't
up.
hear you at all. Okay, Edwin says that Lex has played well. She's been targeted a lot, but has always managed to save herself. She's done a lot of alliances, which has been
So
protecting
basically, what Zach has been saying.
Yeah.
her. Okay. What about you, Yag?
Okay.
What do you have to say?
I kind of just feel the same way. Like Lex has just kind of been the target the entire game and has protected herself by winning competitions and having that social ability to gain allies whenever she needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially whenever, like, the week in Final 6, whenever she saved herself against me, that was something I did not expect her to be able to do, but she really pulled it off. She has that social ability. I just feel like she was in a bad situation the whole game because she got put as a target at the start of the jury.
Okay.
I also want to
gotcha.
say that towards the end of the game, like, Seth and Ak wouldn't really talk to me. Like, the final four, they wouldn't really talk to me a lot.
Well, it's
And
not about you. We're talking about Lex.
No. This is about Lex. This is all about Lex. This is
Mhm.
gonna come back to her. So Lex was the only person who would talk to me, even though I was probably leaving. I was leaving that week anyways. So she didn't need anything to, like, actually not talk to me, like, about it, because I wasn't gonna win the veto or anything. But so, like, she was the only person who was, like, talking to me or
Wow.
anything. So it
Social
shows that
distance.
she, like, actually, like, cared about our, like, relationship. And she actually gave me the most genuine goodbye message. Everyone else just sort of gave me, like, a half-assed one. So it seems like she actually does care about the people in the game rather than Seth and Ak.
Do you think that some of it is jury management, or do you think that is mostly genuine?
I mean, I would hope to think that it's genuine, but it probably is, like, a little bit of jury management too. But, like, you know, everything you do is a part of the game, even if it's personal.
Okay, so we'll come back to that because we'll talk about jury management of the 3 jurors or the 3 players. Alyssa, what were you gonna say about Lex?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, closer to the end, I think that being aligned with Seth, like, really saved her ass in a lot of, like, times. Like, if that connection wasn't there, I don't think she could have made it as far as she has.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I'd agree with that.
Emma? Sis? Any comments? Okay.
Riveting.
Okay. So let's move on to what's his name? Seth. Seth, what do you guys think about Seth?
Oh, what's his name?
Wow. Sorry. No,
We have
I was
lots
gonna
to
say
say
I
about Seth.
was gonna say someone else, but then I realized it wasn't him. So anyway, thoughts on Seth?
We can't hear you, Emma.
We can't hear you, I'm sorry.
Honestly, I just feel Seth
wait.
is...
Emma, yeah, we can't hear you. We'll wait for you if you want to talk.
Leave and rejoin, that's what helped me.
Oh, she's gone. Oh, she's back.
Emma.
Hello?
Emma, is that you?
Yeah,
we can hear you now.
Oh my God, I love Emma. Okay.
Welcome
Hi,
I
Emma.
was literally like, Amelia was like, Emma, and I like started talking, then she goes, okay, so we're moving on.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was
What do you
gonna
think
say
about Lex?
about Lex that everybody keeps talking about how like after jury she started like being a target and stuff. As first jury member, don't really have like as much experience as everybody, but I do think that her sociability like hindered her definitely. It kind of
Okay.
like some people maybe not me but like thought, oh, she's being too nice, which I just think that's her, but she definitely was like really trying to make connections with everybody, and that could have kind of put her in a disadvantage and made her
Okay.
a target.
Mhm.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so
Likability is a liability.
let's move on to Seth. What do you guys think about Seth?
If Seth wins, I'm jumping. That's it.
Jumping
That's
from
all
what?
I have to say.
I just want to say that like I've never talked to Ak on like a personal level ever,
We're
and I
not
would
talking
vote
about
for
Ock
Ak
yet.
over Seth.
Okay. Wait, why is that? Why would you vote for Ock over Seth? Or why would you? Why does this
We're
feeling
not talking
towards
about
Seth?
Ox, so let's talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. I was just saying I would vote for Ak over Seth any day.
Okay, so
I'm
what are
just
the
saying.
feelings for Seth?
Okay.
Why is Seth causing this feelings?
Okay, it was just the way he handled me towards the end of the game is that he just never gave me the time of day. He never like really wanted to have a connection with me after I think it was after he won HOH. He didn't really seem to care about keeping our connection or like keeping our friendship or like keeping
Okay.
just so like he just like stopped trying towards the end. It
So
was
His
just like
jury management bloop bloop flopped.
his jury management really flopped towards
I
the
think
end.
Seth is just very like blunt and boring, honestly, in my opinion. Like anytime he was voting you out, he's just like the entire time I was preaching and like campaigning to him, and he's just like, haha, yeah, this is funny, but like I'm never voting to keep you. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm still gonna.
okay.
I mean, he was just basically like, there's no reason I'm ever gonna save you, but like you can keep trying to campaign. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll try.
Gotcha. Do you think this was?
So funny.
That's hilarious.
Do you think that this was Seth just like knowing what he needed to do and doing it and sticking to his plan, or do you think it was just him being stubborn and not open minded? Like, where do you think?
I think
He landed.
Seth is just a boring comp bot. All Seth knows how to
okay.
do is win competitions.
Okay, listen. Okay, you know what? Seth's still my friend. Like towards the end, okay, he discarded me and that was not okay.
Okay, but what has he done in the game
But
besides
in the
just win
beginning
competition?
but in the beginning he actually did play a pretty social game, and we did have a lot of good conversations towards the beginning of the game. It was only they dropped off towards the end. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, oops.
So
Why
I'm
do
just
I feel like he was
like if
always talking down on me? Like
Okay.
always, constantly.
yeah. I see,
Like
I can see that.
he just thought he was like so amazing, great, and
Because
wouldn't.
he has an anime profile picture.
So we said that, or you guys said that Lex had like she had a huge target and she was able to survive towards
Mhm.
the end, and that's a good thing. Even like she was able to do that. What was something that Seth was able to do? Like, in what way was he able to fight adversity?
Win competition.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
His
That's whole thing.
he was able to win win competitions, and I think he made alliances with the right people at the right times.
Okay.
What I don't understand is
Sure.
why did he stick with Lex? That's
what I don't
really
understand either. Okay,
Because
me,
he was
Alyssa,
with
and
Lex the
Seth.
entire game.
Because me, Alyssa, and Seth had a final 3 with him,
He
and he turned on it.
immediately put both of us on
Yeah,
the
exactly. Exactly. It was like, honey, what the hell? Okay, I think it was mostly just to cover his ass, but like
Whatever.
he never even told Alyssa he was putting her on the block. Like we've had a very open season about what we're gonna do with each other, like with the evictions and stuff. Like we've always been like very open about it. Like I'm
Oh,
going to
that's the
keep
one
you, or
thing
I'm
that
going.
pissed me off about his
He
game.
never told anyone what he was doing. Because it was
Okay.
always like a surprise towards the end. Like he didn't tell me he was gonna evict me before he did. Like there was nothing I could have done, and he didn't tell me. But like I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying.
Why would he? Why should he say that?
Well, it was just sort of like we've set a precedent this season. Is that it's kind of like, well, I don't know if we have, but like a lot of the votes have been very unanimous because everyone's been talking with each other about what's going to happen. And people have been telling people like, yeah, I'm voting to evict you, or yeah, I'm voting to keep you, and stuff like that. Plus, Seth was kind of like my ally. So I was expecting him to at least tell me if he was going to vote to evict me or not, but he just didn't. And he didn't tell Alyssa she was going on the block, even though like there was nothing she could have done if she, you know what I mean?
The fact about him putting me on the block is that he lied to my face about it. And
Yes,
he
and
was just like, oh, I changed my mind last second. It's like,
I just want to
you
also
could've
say,
told me.
okay, Alyssa, you can keep going. Sorry.
Oh, no, you go. I was done.
I just want to say that I didn't bring it up, but Seth came to me and told me that if it became between me and Lex, he would vote to keep me.
So funny.
So he straight up lied to my face. I was not the one who asked. I didn't ask that straight up question. I asked what is his plans to the end, and I wanted him to be honest with me.
When did he tell you?
He told me this. He told me this when Ak won HOH.
Okay, do you think that was in part of strategy of him to try to get you?
He was probably just gonna say like, if I won veto, he probably was just gonna expect me to use it to save him.
Okay.
But
do you think that's fair, or do you think he shouldn't have done that?
I mean, I can't really disrespect the lie. I didn't think he would lie to me about that. I just thought we could be honest with each other, especially since like the fact that I'm very bad at competitions in general. It's just like, I'm very, very bad with reaction times. So it's like, I don't know why he would lie to me about trying to keep me if I was to win the veto, like, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, we'll circle back around to Lex and Seth, but let's move on to Arnold. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about Arnold?
Arnold. Wait, why'd you call him Arnold?
Arnold?
I'm sorry. Arnold? I'm sorry. I'm friends with him, and I know he's sorry. I always call him Arnold.
You're friends with
so that's why he's in the final three.
That's why he's in the final three.
No, I'm sorry.
What's going on, Amelia?
It slipped. I forget that everybody calls him.
Oh, it slipped that you're rigging it for him. It's so sad.
I don't have any rigging power.
Okay,
Amelia.
Anyways, what do you guys think about
I don't know. I feel like he was very disingenuous with me the whole season. That's all I have to say. There's nothing really that we talked about that was personal. I don't really know what much to say about him except the fact that he was very good at winning those last 3 competitions that kept him safe.
I think you're the only person who didn't have good conversations with him, because Aka's definitely one of the people left that I had great conversations with, and he was very honest with me and trusting. Every time I talked to Ak, he just I don't know. I just feel like I can trust him to tell him shit.
I don't know why. I just don't know why he didn't like me. I just don't think he liked me. I don't know why. It's fine.
He had a very charming way of going about it, even though he didn't talk to me a lot. Every time I had conversations with him, they were very good conversations.
I feel the same way about Seth. I had very good conversations with Seth towards the beginning. Okay, and Bailey, actually.
Alyssa, Emma, what do you guys think, Edwin? About Ak?
Oh my gosh, literally though, I love that man. He's so sweet, and every conversation we had was really good. And it's just and even at the end before I went home, he was like, I am voting you to keep you. I don't care if you end up I'm voting to keep you. And I was like, I love you so
much. Does this speak to Ak's ability to do whatever the fuck he wants, or do you think he was just being stupid, or where does this lie?
I think
he does whatever the fuck he wants.
I think I think that if it was journey management, okay, so there's a couple ways you could say it. It could just be he likes Lessa more and he just wanted to keep her, which is fine. But another way you could have done it is if he did that just to get her vote in the end. You never know.
Well, it worked.
Okay.
It worked. I mean, you're right. I mean, I actually do appreciate Ak's honesty because he did tell me that he was not voting to keep me, and I respected him for just telling me that. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Alyssa, what do you think? Edwin?
What?
What do you think about Ak?
I said what I thought.
But really, I didn't hear you. My bad. Okay.
The only problem
Edwin?
with Ak... Oh.
Oop.
Ivan, you can go.
Oh, Edwin is saying Ak is just naturally likable. Early on, I really liked him. His social game is good. Okay.
So I'm like literally the only person who didn't have a good social rapport with him. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't like me. I did try to start conversations with him, but it's fine.
Fuck.
Okay, so
I'm not everyone's cup of tea. It's fine.
What are you guys' not trust rankings, but what are you guys' winning rankings? Like, who would you vote to win the game out of the three the most? Lex?
Lex would be my top, and then I would vote Ak, and then Seth.
Okay, Yag?
Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Okay.
What is wrong with this chat? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now I
Oh
can.
my god, this chat sucks. Ak, Lex, and then Seth.
Okay, what about Emma, Edwin, Alyssa?
Lex, Seth.
Alexa.
Okay, Edwin? Oh wait, I need to click on the round table. Okay, so let's look at things in duos, I guess. So if it was Lex against Seth, who do you think deserves to win? If it was Lex against Seth.
Lex.
I think it would be very hard, in my opinion, because I feel like Lex would have to explain. I don't know. Like I feel like they both had to explain their duo because it's such like an odd thing to me. Seth and Lex being a duo, and who was like kind of controlling the shit. Because to me, I felt like Seth kind of controlled a lot of Lex's actions.
Okay. What about everybody else?
I mean,
I would vote for Lex.
It's like,
yeah,
do
I
want to win?
To be, I want Lex to win, but
I think Lex deserves to win. I think that she's been the target the whole jury, and like everyone was coming after her at every different point. And the fact that she managed to make it to the final two in this scenario, I mean, it would be pretty crazy.
But the thing is, she's next to Seth, who was also covering a lot of her bases. So I think I need to hear what she would have to say in response to that situation first.
I don't think it's a bad strategy to align yourself with a big target to keep yourself safe in the game, especially one that can win competitions like Seth.
Okay. So what about Seth versus Ak?
Ak hands down.
I'd vote for Ak.
I'd vote for Ak.
Okay,
I just think, yeah.
And what about Ak versus Lex?
Lex.
Ak.
I think so.
I think in that though, speeches and questioning would matter a lot for me.
Yeah, I do think in Ak versus Lex, the speeches matter. I would have to talk to Ak about like things.
All right. So what do you guys think is like?
Well, no,
the biggest...
I haven't gotten. I just haven't really talked to Ak. I don't really know what his game was. I'd have to talk to him about what his game was and what his moves were before I would give him my vote over Lex. That's all.
Okay, so the game is usually split into three things, right? Social, strategic, comps, or whatever, physical.
Mm-hmm.
Who did the best in strategic gameplay?
Probably Seth, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think any of them were very spectacular in strategy, to be honest. I think that they were decent. I think they were all good at strategy. I just don't think any of them were like any topped over the others. I think they were all very equal.
None of them really stand out.
Okay.
In that category.
So they're all kind of even in strategic terms, more or less. Everybody kind of positioned themselves similarly.
I mean,
I don't know. I feel like Seth had a level above Lex and Ak here because for a long time in this game, no one was going after Seth, even though I was like trying to push the agenda to get everyone to go after Seth because I realized he was a big threat, but no one seemed to want to go for it. Everyone was like, "No, Seth is a great guy. I'm not going to put him up. I'm not going to go."
I don't think that was attributed to a strategic game. I think that's more a social game, actually.
Well, then what's a strategic game?
Strategic game is like the moves you made, like the thoughts behind it, your future plans, like that kind of stuff.
I'm talking about like what did they do? Who did the best in terms of positioning themselves so that they would succeed? Who set themselves up to succeed? No matter who won HOH, no matter who won veto, no matter who got to the end with them, who set themselves up so that they could go as far as possible? Who did the best?
I would say Seth.
Seth.
in
I'd
that
say
regard, at least.
Seth. Yeah.
If we're talking about in those terms, yeah, Seth.
Okay.
It's a little harder whenever like Seth and Lex and Auk just kind of traded comms all the time, though.
I think
Okay,
that
that's fair.
Alyssa was better at strategy than anybody left, or like Alyssa or like Bailey.
You
They
mean
were
they were
better-
out though, so who cares?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Rude. I'm also
Oh my god.
gonna-
Hi, Bailey. Welcome to the round
Hi,
table.
Amelia.
Hi,
What's up?
Bailey.
Little
Hello,
late,
hello.
Bailey.
I was dead in Wendy's.
Fair.
So we're going over the games of the players left. Who do you guys think played the best comp wise?
Seth.
Seth? Did he win more than Auk or Lex?
Yes.
I don't know.
They-
They're all.
I
I
think
feel
He
like they're
played-
all
he
great
won-
comps.
He won 2 HOHs and 3 vetoes, or maybe 4 vetoes. Maybe I don't know.
What did Auk and Lex win?
3 each. 2 HOHs and 1 veto from Lex. 1 HOH and 2 vetoes from Auk.
Like they're all super
Wait,
good.
no,
at
no, no.
comps.
2 HOHs and 1 veto from. Sorry. I would say they're all really good at comps. I would say that Lex's ones have been more luck based though.
Okay,
I would
so
say that like one more important HOHs though in vetoes, like in terms of impact on the game, like the conflicts you have are very important.
It's true.
okay, so this brings me to my next question. Who won the competitions that matter the most? And does that matter? Does it matter more to win a bunch of competitions, or does it matter to win the ones that matter the most and throw the ones that don't matter? Like, who do you think won the most important ones, and do you think that matters?
You know, actually, I think Auk, because Auk won 3 important comps in a row because he was a target. He was going to be a target each one of those weeks, and he managed to win each of those weeks because Seth was targeting him from the very week that he won HOH. He was the next target. It wasn't supposed to be Yag. It was going to be Auk. But some things got in the way.
I didn't see Auk win a comp, so I don't
Yeah,
know
Auk
about
won, and the comps he won weren't luck based either. They were skill based.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm kind of impressed with him. I
All
think
right.
he did well in comps.
Auk kept making jokes when we were talking, and and we were like, Auk, you're so good at comps because he just didn't win any, and then he started winning, and I was like, okay.
Auk can win
Hello?
comps apparently. Oh. Honestly, now that everyone's talking about Auk, I'm realizing how good of his game was. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about the comps, right? And I guess Seth won the most, and I guess you guys are saying that Auk won the most important ones, if I'm hearing
I would say
right?
actually Auk and Lex. I would say Auk won more important comps, but Lex also won very important comps too. She won the
Lex's were
first
more-
HOH, and she won the double eviction, which are 2 very important comps.
Lex's were more like luck based though. Let's not
That's true.
forget that.
We can't forget that, but I'm just saying, like.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
I feel like
so-
Seth has tried his hardest at every comp when Lex just like, okay, I'm gonna do well at this one to kind of like keep my image lower. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Seth
No.
just went forward at everything.
I don't know.
Also,
what
I
you're
just want to
saying.
say that me and Lex studied the Final Four HOH. We actually studied the things that it was testing on. We both did really bad at it. So honestly, I don't know how Auk was able to do it. But we
Auk
both
is
did
also
really
like
bad.
really smart though.
He's very intelligent.
Yeah, I don't think we like credit him to that as much as we should because he's actually really smart.
Yeah, he's very intelligent. I think he played a good game actually. I think that
Okay, so if we were to give like the number one spot for comps, who do you guys give it to?
Well, do we give it to the person who won them more, or do we give it to the person who won important?
The more important ones.
I don't know. All of them
It's
have a
really-
good-
I don't know. This is a hard question.
Yeah.
I would say it's tied with Auk and Seth.
Yeah.
problem.
Okay, and then who did we give it to? Who did we give the top mark to in strategic?
Seth.
Was it
Seth,
leaning more
yeah.
Seth? Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Is it
so let's go.
Seth? Sorry, I
Sorry?
kind of missed the conversation. This is already a discussion that was made. Was it Seth?
Yes.
Well,
Seth
who do
was
you
the one
think,
who won.
Bailey? Who do you think had the best strategic gameplay?
I don't know. Because what did Seth do strategically? Really, I'm not like I don't know.
I mean, I think his strongest move was getting rid of me and Alyssa. I mean, I think that's pretty strategic.
Was it really?
I think getting.
I mean, actually, he lost 2 votes, so I wouldn't say yeah. He lost my jury vote as soon as he put Alyssa. Let's be honest. Oh.
But like also Bailey, we already said like strategic.
Can we just say like none of them had a strategic game because all they did was win comps and talk to people? Because that's literally all they did.
I would honestly say that me and Alyssa had a better strategic game than all of them. We still are not.
Really?
We're
Did
out.
we?
We're out of the house.
I don't think we did.
We're cracking. We manifested shit though. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Emma.
Sorry, Emma.
Okay, yeah. So Amelia, what's next?
Well, I was just asking of who you guys think the strategic game goes to.
Okay, can we stop asking the strategic question?
Because like none of them had a good strategic game. Okay, let's be honest.
I know. Let me finish. What I was gonna say is, it seems like nobody really stands out there. So
yeah.
I guess we can say it's a tie. Comps wise, I guess we can say it's Seth and Ock, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then so let's go over to social game. Who do you think had the best social game?
Lex.
Seth. I'm gonna say Seth. For sure.
All right. Can you guys elaborate?
Lex had that like ability about her that I want each week.
But I felt like Lex was a target from Jury, you know? Like
she was a target, but I liked her enough that I was willing to put my neck on the line.
Like, nobody dared put Seth up. Like he had that respect in the house.
Yeah,
that's
I think that was more because of his compliment. To be honest, I think he was more just a threat.
It definitely wasn't that. Okay.
Well, if he was such a threat, then why did no one want to?
Me and Alyssa both were aligned with him.
Don't. Okay. Anyways, what I was gonna say is the thing is everyone liked Lex, but we still put her up. The thing, like Yak was saying, nobody put Seth up because everyone had a like semi good relationship with him. Like even like Zach, you and I were like aligned with him. We didn't put him. He aligned himself with almost like a lot of people.
Yeah,
but
I was the only one.
I was the only one that wanted to go after Seth, and everyone was just like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
Oh my gosh,
I just want to say that we're all in the jury house saying right now that we wouldn't vote for Seth because it was his jury management, and jury management is a part of a social game.
That's true.
That is correct. Jury management is part of social game.
And he absolutely shit on jury management. Me and Alyssa.
That's true.
Okay, that's
because he lost both of our votes right there.
Okay, so what about everybody else though? Emma, Edwin, Jag, Bailey. What do you guys think about the social game aspect of this?
Sorry, I left for a second. What were people saying about Seth?
What were you guys saying?
We were just saying how we think. What? I don't know. I don't know what we were saying.
Wait, I don't know. Did you guys like? Because I was talking to Seth, and he said he wrote 0 goodbye messages. Like I was gonna be the first one.
He gave me a goodbye message.
But, he gave me a goodbye message, but it was shitty.
Honestly, everyone's goodbye message to me sucked except for Lex. So
yeah, Lex gave me a really good goodbye message.
But it's like a social game. I think that's the question right now. I think Lex played a good.
Edwin, did Seth give you a goodbye message? Edwin, is he here? Yeah, he's there. Did Seth give you a goodbye message? Yeah. Like, did he give you a goodbye message?
Did he give you a goodbye message, Bailey?
Yeah, he said I was the first. Well, he might have lied to me about that. I'm not sure. He's like, you're the first one I'm writing. I thought that was weird.
He lied about weird things. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to.
Maybe to try and make you feel better, like, oh, you're the first one I ever gave a goodbye message to. You care so much.
Weird thing to say.
I just want to say that everyone says that his social game was so good. I just think he aligned with the right people, and those right people didn't want to target him because they thought he had his back.
But that's the definition of a good social game. You align yourself with the right people.
That's what we call the strategic thing. So then, in that case,
I would say it's more strategic, though. I would say it's more strategic that he aligns with the right people.
I don't know. That's weird.
Okay. So for the social game,
I feel like social game has to.
I just see social and comp. Like I don't see strategic. It's weird because I feel like strategic is just another form of social game.
Well, because I would say that I had a strategic game, but I didn't really have a good social or physical game. You know what I mean? Because I was there mentally, I just wasn't there with the other people a lot.
social
don't
game
know.
in terms of like who had the game that people didn't want to go after, people wanted to save, people wanted to work with, people like included in their like close allies circle with.
Then that's
Like
just
who?
basically defining Seth. Like, then Seth has the best social
Yeah,
game.
No,
Because
that's
strategic game. He has
people
the
literally
best
Seth.
still
strategic
wanted
game.
Lex out.
No, I don't think Seth had a good strategic game.
I think in
Like,
order
what
to have a
builds
good
was
social
he
game, you
like?
have to have a good the majority that
What
has a
moves did
lot
he
of the
make
house.
that you would call a good strategic game, except at the end, which is
Yeah.
just voting you
What
out?
did any of these people make? Like they all just like
Honestly, was voting me out even the best move? Because I feel like if I was sitting up in the final two with Seth, you guys would be more bitter towards me than you would be towards Seth. So was
I don't.
taking me out even a good move? That's the question.
Well, would you have taken Seth?
Probably not.
Well, there you go. I bet
Yeah.
Ock and Lex both take Seth. I mean,
Well,
I don't know.
the thing is that you have to realize that I wouldn't have won the final three comp. Let's be honest here, guys. I wouldn't have won it. So it's like it doesn't even
Maybe
matter
you
what I
would've.
did.
I think you
Huh?
would have.
I,
okay, you're
I
out
don't
there.
think
Like,
you
who
would.
cares?
I don't
honey,
think you would, you know?
the
Who
only
cares
comp
about
was
Zach? Like,
thrown to me. What
stop
are you
thinking
talking
about
about?
yourself.
Yeah, okay, Zach, I'm sorry, but like you're right. You keep talking about yourself.
Okay, can I interject real quick? I, as you guys know, I'm a flop and I'm a winner. I've been on both sides of the coin. And when I got to the end, I had a super bitter jury, ridiculously bitter jury. But like, you guys have to like understand that at the end of the day, this is a game, and you have to vote for the player that you think played the best game. Jury management included, yes, but you have to look at the game perspective and not at how, oh well, this person pissed me off, so fuck them. Like, because that's, do you guys want to give us a good winner, or do you guys want to give us a shitty ass winner because you didn't fucking like the other
I don't.
two or
I mean,
whatever?
I don't know why you're telling us how to be bitter. That's part of the game too.
But isn't
Yeah.
like not pissing people off part of the game too? Like that's part of the game. Everything you do is part of the game.
Exactly.
Your relationships, if you get people upset at you, that's part of the game. You know, that's included in my vote. It's not just who I thought played the best
I mean,
game.
yeah,
Like,
if Zach made it to the final two, there's actually no way I was ever gonna vote for him because of what
yeah,
happened.
and that's a game thing because he pissed you off in the game.
Yeah, I had shit jury management. Exactly.
So I,
Okay, so like we're still here stuck in the social game aspect of it. Who do you guys think played the best social game?
it's
I still think Lex.
Seth for me. I think Seth did. I mean, it depends what you do. There's two parts of social game. Seth dominated one and Lex dominated one too.
Okay.
Yeah,
What?
there.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
So-
I agree there.
Lex has had very good jury management, I would say. She's left on
Yeah,
good terms with everybody.
definitely.
Okay, so
Like, I don't
let's
think
talk.
anybody is bitter at her, right?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Nope.
No, I don't think anyone's better at Auk either.
Okay, so
No.
let's
don't
talk
think so.
I'm a
about.
little bitter.
Let's talk about
Goodbye message.
why you're bitter towards who?
I was just a little bitter towards Auk because he's a little mean to me in the goodbye message, but I don't really care about it.
Oh yeah, he was a little mean to me in my goodbye message too, but that's okay.
Why is it okay?
Because I didn't talk to him and we didn't really have a good relationship.
Okay.
I got mad at him towards the end too, so it's like I didn't really care if he gave me a good goodbye message or not.
So do you guys feel like you are more hurt by the people that you were closest to and less hurt by the people that you weren't even close to begin with? Is this
Yep.
impacting your vote?
Yes.
But I can't.
Was that question too hard?
Like I said, I think Seth lost 2 votes when he put Alexa on the board.
Okay. Okay. So let's move on. So who do you guys think out of the 3 players left? Who do you think has had the toughest road to get to this end, to the end here, the final 3?
Lex,
I think
100%.
the answer
Lex.
is clearly Lex for this question.
Why
The
is
question
that?
was
Why is
designed
it
for
Lex?
Lex.
Because she was a target since the start of jury.
Mm-hmm.
Did Seth or Alk go through any sort of, trials and tribulations? And
Auk
did
was
they go
kind of a
through?
pawn for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
was the
Seth
minority
never
vote.
really was a target, like I said.
Auk was the
Okay.
minority
Placed
on the
himself
Auk
in a
vote.
way that nobody would put him up. Like we already established.
Okay, so do you guys think that are you gonna be open minded and listen to their speeches, or are you just going in with the set idea of who you're gonna vote?
I mean, I'll listen to their speeches. I mean, I just think for now, the way I put the people, that's how I'm gonna vote unless something changes my mind.
I don't know. I think all three have a good case.
Yeah.
It depends how they present their game and what they did. To me, it's all about the speech. I'm like going with a completely open mind. Nobody's secured their vote yet.
Yeah, like if Seth came in and was like talking about how loyal he was at the whole game and how he was like the hero of the season or something like that, like I probably wouldn't give him my vote just because I feel like that would be a lie. But if you were to come in and be like he backstabbed and he lied and he was the villain and stuff like that, I'd be more open to voting for him because he was being more open about how he got to the end.
Okay, so this brings me to my next question, which is what are you guys hoping to hear in their final speeches?
I want to hear why
Yeah.
Seth aligned with Lex.
Yes, I same thing with Alyssa.
Why do you want to know that?
I don't know. I'm just curious why her.
Why? Yeah, why her over me or Alyssa?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, no, I was just saying the same thing.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Oh, okay, fine. And what do you expect to hear? Like, what answer would make you want to vote for him?
I don't know. I'd have to hear what he said.
Yeah, no, I don't. I just want to hear something that is like.
I think I'm just mostly interested to see how like they perceive their games and how we did and how different it is. Like, I want to know if Ak really like perceived himself as like just the honest, nice guy and who was like wanted comms when he needed to. I wonder if Lex saw herself as like a threat the entire game and made herself like through everything and survived the impossible. And I wonder if Seth just saw himself as a villain, like we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I want an honest like representation of the game.
Yeah, I just want an honest like what they think.
That's all I'm looking for. If they can like accurately describe what they did in this game, like who they were, what they did, I would be happy with that.
Okay, I hear you guys. Sorry, it's because I was gonna ask a question and it totally left my mind. But I think what it was, I'm trying to remember it, but I think what it was something about like how, fuck, I forgot what were we talking about?
We were talking about like, wait, what were we talking
about? How the speeches are going to be presented at the end of the game, like how they're going to present their game at the end.
Fuck, I'm trying. It was a good one too.
Ooh.
Amelia always not having the answer.
I should have written it down because it really came to me. But anyways,
did Ryan leave?
His mic isn't working, so
he
can't. He's having technical difficulties. But anyway, so you guys say that you're gonna be open minded and all of that. I was gonna say also. Oh yeah, I remember it. Okay, so we're not sure exactly who had the best strategic gameplay, if there even was one. What do you think was the biggest move in the season? Because there has to be one move specifically that was better than anything else, right? Like there has to be.
Do you think there has to be? But there's nothing that stands out.
I mean, even if it's one small thing, it has to stand out. No, something like just a little thing.
Like in general, or one of the things these people did.
Like one thing that one of them was.
I guess Zach. I mean, Seth stepping up and taking out Zach and Alyssa. But like, I mean, in my perspective, I think taking out Zach was a huge move because I think Zach had. I don't know. Zach played a really good game, except when he made people mad. But I think he's definitely a big threat.
Okay, so I mean, I don't want to tell you guys what to ask or anything, but I feel like if you're not sure of who played the best strategic game, maybe you should ask that when you get your questions, because at the end of the day, strategic social game comp wins. They all go hand in hand to make a good player, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say something? Because you did say that I don't think that they had a bad strategic game. I don't think any of them had a bad strategic game. I think they all had good strategic games. I just don't think any of them really outranked each other. They were different. There were different kinds of strategic games that they played, and they all got to the end. I think they played good games. Yeah. I don't think they played bad strategic games. That's what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha. So with that said, looking at all these different types of facets of Big Brother, who do you think played the most solid game? After
Out of the
talking,
three of them, I would say
I'd say Seth.
Seth, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably Seth.
I haven't decided yet.
I think he's the most
time to
well-rounded
think
for
about
sure.
it, and speeches will help me.
I think
Okay,
the
so-
fact that Lex has been on the bottom for the majority of the game is really hurting me seeing her as the best player.
Yeah.
I would like to say that she
Define the
has.
bottom.
Huh?
What do you mean by the bottom?
I feel like in a lot of people's eyes that she was the next out. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people wanted her out next. That's what I mean by on the bottom. I feel like that she was at risk of going home each week.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
think if
why
she's
I'm
ever
having
on the
trouble
block,
seeing her as the best player.
mm-hmm.
Just kind of like remember like Jordan Lloyd. Like I would have trouble saying Jordan Lloyd is the best player of BB11 because she was on the block every week. She could have gone home any of those weeks, but it was her social game that saved her. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense.
Okay, so everybody else? You guys think it was Seth, Og, Lex? I mean, when we started, you guys were really high on Lex, so let's just go. Sorry, let's just go around. Like, finish. Just go ahead and say what you were gonna say, Alyssa, and then we're just gonna recap real quick.
Okay.
What's the question?
What?
What was the question? Amelia, what was the question?
Who do you think played the best solid game? Like looking at all of them, who was most solid? Like across all three categories of social, strategic, comms, whatever.
I think it was Seth, but if Lex and Ak managed to like give a speech, like at the end of the day, it all depends what they say in their speech, and like if Ak or Lex managed to like just say something that like makes sense,
right,
or just like puts them in a sense above Seth, then obviously like it could be different. It could depend on everybody. Like.
By the way, we have to vote for a representative of. Like that's what a winner is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you think best represents this season? Like if we were to pick one player that was like that's the player that
I think
we
they've
want
already
everyone
been evicted.
to know. Oh. Wait, who?
Nice.
I mean, there's a lot of candidates in this jury house.
Yeah, there was a lot of good players this season. I think a lot of people played really good games.
Yeah.
Just on different levels.
Representation of the series, like season, I think that takes Ak out of the running. Like if you want to look at it that
yeah.
way.
But like I don't think we should only base ourselves off that because Ak could just have an amazing speech.
Okay,
he could, but I'm just saying.
Go ahead, Bailey.
I'm just saying, like, if you look at the series from an outside perspective, when you go back and just look at what happened, like as a whole, like I don't think Ak played a particularly impressive game that's going to be representative of the season. Like he played a good game, but I don't think he represents the season.
Yeah.
That's it.
I just think if we were looking at who had the most impact from the very beginning to the very end, it's Ak wouldn't be nowhere near the top of the list.
I think it'd be Lex, honestly, if we were looking at it that way.
Who do you think most represents jail theme?
Let's go around. Say, what do you think? Say one thing, the best thing about each player. What do you think was the best thing about Lex? The best thing about Seth? The best thing about Ak?
That's hard.
Like, what is the best thing? The best part of their game?
No, like what is the one thing that makes them stand out over the rest? Like what do you think, for example, what do you think Seth or Lex did that makes her unique? Like who do you think, like what do you think she did that was the best thing that she did for her game? Like what do you think is her thing that would be like, okay, this is why I want to vote for you?
I think that Lex. Oh, do you want me? Okay, who wants to start? Anyone can start.
You know what, Zach? I'm tired of hearing your voice a little first, okay?
Okay, yeah, you can go first.
I think, okay, let's go in order. I think Lex's best part is that, like, she was a known jury threat from, like, since jury started, and I don't think she was ever a final nominee, right?
Lex?
Am I wrong?
She was a final nom against me.
Okay, until very late, like, she wasn't a final nominee. Like, I think that's super impressive that she was never...
Well.
She was a final nominee against Evan.
Oh, yeah, never mind. So I don't think she was ever in real danger of going home. Let me rephrase it like that. She's never in real danger of going home since the beginning of Jury. For Seth, I think it was definitely his fear of anybody being put up, like of anybody putting him up. Because if somebody knew that they put him up and Seth didn't go home, they were done. Like they were going to be out of the game. And I think for Auk, it was just his kind of stickiness. Like there's a lot of times where he could have just been voted out of the game, just maybe due to his inactiveness, or maybe just because he didn't have a lot of connections. But he stayed in the game somehow, and that's kind of
very
commendable.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. What about everybody else? Alyssa?
I'm sorry. I'm zoning out. I'm really sick. Okay. My ears are my ears. I almost threw up. That's why I left.
I love you, Alyssa. Please just get better.
Thank you. My memory. I have the memory of an 80-year-old. So let me just think. Can someone else go?
Yeah, go.
Wait, what's the question?
Yeah, what do you think?
One positive quality about each of the people.
No, not just the positive quality. The best thing about them that would make you vote for them.
Yeah, okay, my problem with this whole final three is that two of them are like the same people, and then one of them is like a nice person. Like Lex and Seth just feel like the same people.
That's true.
I can get that.
I feel like they both played the same game because they were playing together the whole time.
Okay.
I just feel like, okay, the best thing about Lex is that she was nice and had good jury management, in my opinion. The best part about Seth is that he was good at competitions. And the best part about Auk was that he was a nice guy.
You use nice
Okay,
twice.
so let me...
I don't like this final three, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I know.
Now that you bring up this whole Lex and Seth thing, let me throw this question out. Do you guys think that either of them would have gotten this far if it wasn't for the other one?
No.
No.
No, absolutely not.
So do you think that what do you guys think is harder, to get to the end with someone that will probably have your back, or to get to the end by yourself? Because it seems like that's what Auk did, and it seems like Lex and Seth did the other one. I'm not saying either is better. I'm just asking you guys, what do you think is better?
Making it to the end by yourself is more impressive than making it with a pair. Because let's be honest, both Seth and Lex covered each other's bases 24/7. Seth maybe still having a target on her back, but having a good social game, and Seth constantly winning comps and having avoiding the block. So they really balanced each other out in that sense, and I think that helped them a lot.
Anybody else?
I agree with what Alyssa said.
Yeah.
I think that I can see why someone would say that going to the end by yourself is better, like it's more impressive. But I think it's smarter to have someone else. It's a smarter strategic move. So if we're talking about strategically, the fact that Auk didn't really have anyone going into the final, 4 or 5, it's kind of
Okay, so this brings me to my next question. I mean, I don't know if any of you saw my seasons, but I had a duo, and we got to the end, to Final Four. It was hella hard.
Ryan and Amelia.
Everybody knew that we were tied. Everybody knew that we were together, and yet we still made it out. And to this day, people are still like, how the fuck did that happen? So I don't know if Seth and Lex are that tight of a duo. I don't know. That's for you guys to decide, whatever. But I'm just saying, isn't there some merit to getting to the end when people think that you guys are a duo and yet nobody taking a shot at you or trying to split you up?
I mean,
I think
everyone tried to take a shot at them. They just won comps.
Yeah.
I mean,
Were
I think
they
the
ever
best
put
part
on?
about
Were they ever put on
sorry,
the
I
block
think
together?
They were put on the block together. Wait, yes, they were put on the block together when it was. Wait, were they?
Auk HOH?
Yes, Auk HOH. They were put on the block together.
Yeah. So Final Four.
Damn, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. I think the most impressive part of their duo-ship is that nobody even really saw them as that strong of a duo.
That's true.
It's not like people put the duo size. Emma and Gina were targeted for being a duo from the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they kind of remained under the radar with their relationship is super impressive. It's probably the most impressive thing both of them did. Was just how much they downplayed it. Like nobody really knew until it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was super impressive.
Especially since I think me and Alyssa both thought that he was going to put Lex on the block.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, even we knew that they were close, but even then, like he downplayed it so much that we didn't realize until it was too late that they were that close. You know what I mean?
Ak knew.
Ak knew the whole time.
Ak knew the whole time, and during my HOH, he was like, "Why the fuck did you put like not Seth up?" And I was just like, "Well, I don't know." And
I think Ak's ability to read the game is very impressive. I think he knew what was going on the whole.
I don't know about that. Ak was telling me it was when he was in like saying who he thought was together. Sometimes it was kind of whack, like kind of weird, but who he thought was working together.
Like what?
Like didn't he think me and Edvin were working together at one point?
I'm not sure.
I think he did.
I think.
Yeah,
I forget. I
that
forget
might have
my
been because you were talking about getting rid.
Yeah, maybe when I was talking about voting out Lex, he thought me and Edvin were working together, but I don't know. I don't know how good a game read was.
For you guys, for each and every one of you, what do you think is the most important factor in a Big Brother player? Everybody has different things, so I'm asking you individually, what do you think is the most important thing in a Big Brother player that you're looking for and that you want to vote for? Let's start with Zach.
Okay. I think the most important part is likability and your ability to be able to present your game to the jury. I know that's not like everyone's probably going to be like, oh, big moves and best strategic game. I think it really is getting to the end and being able to present your case to the jury in a way that makes them want to vote for you. I think that makes the best player.
Okay.
I agree with that.
What about
exactly
Zach? Bailey, okay.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think a lot of it is jury management. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, no matter what, if you have really good jury management and you're in the final two, people will already go in leaning towards you. And I think that's pretty important.
Okay.
You could play the best game in the world, and if you don't have good jury management, no.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair points. Emma, what do you think?
So I think that something that really makes or breaks anybody's game is early to mid, like being able to make connections with people. Because if you think about it, me personally, when I see Auk up there, I'm thinking, oh, Auk, I talk to him every day. We had good conversations, and sure, it's not the same for everybody, but I think he did really try. But then when I think of Seth, it was mostly, hi, how are you? Good.
Gotcha.
How about you? Like, there wasn't a connection there, and that's just something you really have to think about when you're up there, final two, final three, and people are gonna remember everything.
I hear you. So basically, it's like that legendary Walker quote: "People will forget what you say, but they're not gonna forget how you make them feel." Do you think this applies to the
I love
game
that
itself?
quote.
I know Walker came up with it. I know
Walker King.
His mind.
Literally.
That's great. That's a great quote.
I know, right?
Damn. Let's just think about that.
Let's just take 10 minutes to think about that one. It's deep.
So, with that being said, I think that we've talked a lot. You guys obviously feel free to talk. You have a jury house. Like, really talk this out, because whoever you guys choose to be the winner of Big Brother 7, I think it is.
Yeah,
Big Brother 7.
Big
They're
Brother
gonna join the ranks of winners, and we want to see a good winner. We want to see someone that people like. I mean, and like in terms of their gameplay, but also in terms of how they conduct themselves, and overall, like, we want to see a good winner. And you guys have obviously a lot to think about, because there's 3 really great players who all equally have done a lot of things to be here. And I just hope that, speaking from someone that was that had a horrible jury management, I hope that you guys are open-minded and listen to their speeches and really try and take this decision seriously, because all of them have done their absolute best. All of them are trying to win. All of them have left their heart and soul there, just like all of you did before you got voted out. And I just hope that you guys, whatever feelings you have, whatever biases you have, I hope that you can put them aside and make a smart decision for you, and that you're gonna be okay with it after the game, and you're not gonna regret it, and you're not gonna be like, fuck, I should have voted for that person or what. Okay, I'm just gonna leave you guys with that, and that's it. Any final thoughts?
Thank you, Amelia.
I
You're
love you,
welcome.
Amelia.
I loved watching you
Thank
guys
you,
play.
Amelia.
Some of you were raw, some of you flawed, but I still loved all of you. And honestly, you guys made a great season, and you should all be very proud of that. Okay, so that's it.
Amelia's my queen.